for taking the time to download this BBC Radio 5 Live podcast. To search for other podcasts you might like, click bbc.co.uk/5live, where you'll also find our terms of use.
Close of play in the second day of the three-day match between Scalby CC and Ebbston at Carlane see Scalby close on 130 for 5 in their second innings, with James Ledden not out on 53 and James Wainwright also batted very well, very fluently, put on 61 together. Wainwright 35 not out from 41 balls. After electing to bat, Adam Ward's side have made a much better fist of today's second innings after yesterday's debacle when they were bowled out for 35. Today, Joe Hills and Lee Kerr put on 19 for the first wicket, before Kerr aimed an almighty swipe at Turnbull, trying to hit him over deep mid-wicket, but was actually caught by Lucky at slip. Having faced 11 consecutive dot balls, the pressure seemed to get to him and he was out for 6. A lot of pressure on Dan Gregory when he came out to bat. He only made 1 before he drove outside the off stump, got an edge and was taken by the wicketkeeper. That was 23 for 2. 35 for 3 when Hills was LBW to a ball that appeared to be going down the leg side, out for 22. Barton bowled off stump by Turnbull for 5, that was 40 for 4. Almost immediately Pearce was dropped a straightforward chance at mid-wicket without scoring, but then went on to make a composed 25 before being brilliantly taken in the gully by Craggs. And then finally the stand of 61 by Ledden and Wainwright, which helped see Scalby through to the close of play. Okay, Jeff, before we talk about today, do you want to say anything about Scalby's first innings yesterday?
One of the most depressing and humiliating days I've seen.
That's really quite harsh, that, Jeff. Was there nothing redeeming from the bat?
Well, the batting was dreadful. It's not getting out, it's how they got out. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
If you were able to sum up the batting in a few words, what would that be, Jeff?
Well, they batted like lemmings running over a cliff.
When Scalby took the field, it was essentially a game of two halves yesterday. The fielding was pretty poor after a pretty poor batting display. What were your thoughts on the bowling?
Pretty awful, to be honest. There were so many balls wide they didn't have to play the batsmen. Some of the balls weren't very quick either, and you thought, wow, how are they going to bowl anybody out? You thought, I'd like a bat against that.
One of the strengths of the Scalby team has usually been their the catching ability, but yesterday it definitely seemed to desert them.
It was awful. It's one of the worst days they've had. I mean, some of the catching was awful. 3 went down. I mean, that's not the captain's fault. He put people at a wide third, fourth slip. Nick went there straight away, and then there was another one where the wicket-keeper never got a glove on it. Never even got a glove on a straightforward nick. I mean, you drop him, yes, but never got his gloves on it.
Yes, it did appear at one stage Adam Moore had completely lost the plot. What were your thoughts, Jeff?
Poor. The captaincy got worse. He just spread fielders out with 6 on the boundary. Then he had 7 on the boundary. A few times he had 8 on the boundary. And you thought, what in heaven's name is going on?
Looking at the bowling, it appeared that Darryl Morley again struggled with his length and line. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Non-spinning off-spinner.
This is our first chance to have a look at the Scalby's Aussie import, Tynan Echo Noom, Scalby's Aussie import. What were your thoughts, Jeff?
I thought rubbish first hour. I can't give you any other word for it. He was all over the place, no rat pace, wasn't it? Wide.
As poor as Darryl Morley and Tynan's performances were, I thought the star for Scalby during Ebbston's innings was undoubtedly the performance of Johnny Barton. I thought
this performance here, to get 5 wickets on this abrasive, low, slow surface, was far better than any of the others. Look, we know what an expert craftsman he is. If you give him some swinging conditions and certainly some movement off the pitch, lateral movement with a Duke red ball, he gives a severe examination to anybody. I don't care what quality of batsman you ask.
Okay, moving on to the batting now. Lee Kerr struggled again today. He's taken quite a bit of flack recently regarding his technique. Can you pinpoint where he may be going wrong?
He played a pull shot here, or attempted to. He got caught out, tucked up and spliced it into the air. It fell about 2 yards short of fine leg, else he'd have been out to an ugly shot. And then he had a swish at one that you couldn't have reached with my mum's sweeping brush. Awful a shot. You can't believe, and that's because he scrambled in the mine. Technique was awful. He finished up playing at a ball wide of off stump, chest on, feet pointing down the stumps and around the pitch, and it looked, hang on, You tell kids at school this is a sideways on game, and particularly when the ball moves, you've got to get sideways on, play the ball as it moves. If it moves outside off stump, let it go.
James Wainwright has in the past batted in, let's say, a gung-ho manner. Today, though, he again batted well, sensibly with restraint when coming into a difficult situation for Scalby.
Full marks to the lad for showing great application, because he likes to play shots, but this time on this surface, he stopped himself, he reined himself in, and the mental discipline, the patience, the desire to just hang around, play tighter, play something opposite shows that here's a guy who's prepared to work really hard to stay in the team. And if he's prepared to do that and look at changes depending on the surfaces he plays on, you've always got a chance of making it.
Toby Pearce batted well today. We heard from him earlier how he's been working hard on his game, restraining himself from playing those ambitious shots that have previously got himself into trouble.
Those were words that I liked most of all about his batting. The restraint, the work hard, the commitment to be determined, to defend, not just to play crash-bang wallet shots. He's known as a one-day cricketer.
And finally, James Ledden again led a rescue act for Scalby. He definitely appears to be in the form of his life at the moment.
He's so confident, he's almost overconfident. He fancies the bowling, he don't think anybody can bowl at him. That's nice to be able to think like that, because you're wicket-keeper as well, isn't it? And that's the real strength of the middle order.
And finally, Jeff, a word on Scalby's fielding earlier today.
The ground fielding was poor, wasn't it? Mistakes.
I must just mention Brad Walker's horrendous miss on the mid-wicket boundary.
I've seen giraffes get down better.
I thought James Steeves took a stunner on the long-on boundary to dismiss Turnbull. Your comments, Geoffrey?
Yeah, it would have caught it, well, my mum's penny again, wouldn't it? With that comfort. Well, it was, wasn't it?
OK, we've come to the end of our review today. Join us tomorrow for what should be an exciting conclusion to this match. Any final thoughts before we head to the next?
That's all I've got to say. I'm going to watch CSI. Thank you very much.
Oh, OK, Jeff. See you tomorrow.
On Radio 4 Longwave.
On digital and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
bbc.co.uk/5live.